We have one more match to go. It is all led down to this. The tiny hat of mischief.
Tiny hat, tiny hat, tiny hat, tiny hat, tiny hat.
One of FBW's greatest treasures. The thing that every competitor here has been tearing each other apart to win tonight. The glorious. Look at it, how glorious.
It's so sparkly.
It is so sparkly, it hurts. It's rainbow and sparkly and it's tiny. It's the tiny hat of mischief. We have two competitors left. They've wowed you, they've entertained you, you voted for them all night long. You'll see them one more time tonight. We'll bring them both out. Princess Consuela Bananahammock and famous Monster! That is not happening. It is. Yes. That's right. You be quiet when I tell you to be quiet. Yes. All right. We've had a good time tonight, but Britain is obviously going to be the one that takes over FBW. So for the tiny hat, we'll let these two go, and I think we need some words, Becky.
And you know, on top of that, fuck you trying to colonize FBW. FBW is American through and through. So you know what, you guys, tonight, you guys are gonna write the Declaration of Sindependence.
They're going to write the Declaration of Sindependence. That's what they're writing?
We're going to Sindependify ourselves from you.
Very good vocabulary.
Brexit boy.
Yeah. That's my Brexit jig.
I got words for you, motherfucker.
All right, they will be writing this Declaration of Sindependence. We need words, Becky. They are?
Teamster. That's American. Merca.
Merca, bro.
We got stingy.
Wait, what?
Stingy.
There we go.
And snorting.
And snort. Very American, yes.
That is truly American.
All right. So we have the words. Do we have 5 minutes on the clock, Becky?
We got 5 fucking minutes on the clock. You ready to go, buddy?
We're waiting for the Declaration of Independence. Let's let these motherfuckers work. From the count of 4, 3, 2, 1.
A faded sign at the side of the road that says 15 miles to the left.
3, 2, 1.
Pens down, hands up, motherfuckers. Last time.
It's time for a championship, ladies and gentlemen. We have 2 competitors left who will read to you, and at the end there will be one person walking out of here with a tiny hat of mischief. It's so sparkly and rainbow, and it's just the best. So we start in the blue corner again tonight, giving her best effort to win the tiny hat of mischief. I give you Princess Consuela Bananahammock.
Hi. This floor is really gross. I bet you were wondering where the other half of the Naked Truth's bikini came from. I'm so sorry I did that. You're welcome. Anyway, yeah, if this is the difference between this being blatant pandering and a brave display of body positivity is whether you draw the line above or below 170 pounds. So thank you. Okay, you don't want me to pull up push-ups right now. Also, I don't want to push-ups right now because this floor is disgusting. Well, you... Okay, thank you. That was fun. All right, so, sorry, all right, I gotta get to my story. We gotta do this today, get out of here eventually. Sorry, so, I know I'm not normally a person to use strong words where any kind of rudeness could possibly be implied. I'm not just a princess. I consider myself to be a sister to everybody on this team and to all my loyal subjects. Like a team player and a sister all in one. Like a teamster. So, believe me when I say that it comes difficult to me to write such a strongly worded document to you, Mr. Wellington. But here it goes. Dear Scoff Wellington, hey there, roomie. I really appreciate the awesome relationship that we have and the way that you so kindly allow me to live in this country that I live in and you don't. So thanks. Thank you so much for that, and I can tell that you're really trying. But I just have a couple of tiny little things that I was hoping that we could talk about as friends. You see, there are a couple little things that have been happening in our country lately, and I was hoping that you could help me to address them. No fault of yours, I'm entirely sure, just a little misunderstanding. But you see, our refrigerator is completely full of tea, and I know that you love tea, drinking it, snorting it, massaging it into various crevices of your body. And that's such a great idea. I totally respect where you're going with that. Or mixing it. Crevices, crevices, crevices. I know you're also like mixing it with copious amounts of sugar and calling it a separate beverage. Oh, I'm sorry, that's us. That's totally an American thing. Anyway, but golly, tea doesn't really need to go into a refrigerator. And I was hoping that you'd be so kind as to allow me to use some small, just a little teeny weeny amount of the refrigerator space for my eggs, sausages, and terribly weak beers. It's not a big deal, don't worry about it. I just made myself a little spot and moved your tea to the motherfucking bathtub. Suck it, Mr. Wellington. Teabagged. Teabag, 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 teabag. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equally terrible. Men are terrible. Gosh, I'm sorry. Something came over me. Anyway, I was hoping that you'd help me with a tiny issue of taxation without representation, and you will allow me to form a more perfect union of my butt and everybody else's butt. So, oh my God, I'm gonna fall. But. And please let me wear that hat because it's so fucking gay and I love it. Oh my God.
Princess Consuela Bananahammock. Thank you for all of your words, Princess. That was meant a great deal to me. All right. And now, giving his best effort to win the tiny hat of mischief. You voted for him all night as well. I present to you, famous monster.
for this. Dear Diary, I decided to stop doing the diary thing. Oh, shit! We, the undersigned, who, spoilers, is just me, declare our independence from you. Scoff. Like the fucking stingy-ass, stuffy dean in a college movie, snorting derisively at the antics of the heroes. You see, you might think America is terrible, like a British dentist, but actually we are resilient and happily forge ahead unafraid despite not knowing what we're doing, like a British dentist. And there you are, the stuffy-ass dean, your toupee flipping, your monocle dropping. But, let's be... And it's funny you should mention butts. I mean, just in general, because butts are funny, but... It's funny you should mention butts because I feel there's sort of like a measurement of asses you can use to determine whether or not a country is worth just fucking declaring your independence from. Britain. It is not for no reason that England's biggest legend is a rock so tight-assed you couldn't pull a sword out of it without an army of Teamsters. Getting pulled out of shit is half of what swords are for. Now, you're the stuffy dean, and America is the pack of loud, drunk idiots who are still kind of lovable. America might get shit wrong sometimes, probably. Eventually, I'm sure that'll probably happen. We might make at least one poor decision as a nation.
Donald Trump!
But ultimately, what is America really but the hero at the end of that college movie? And we're at the big stuffy-ass banquet, sliding down that table on our knees, shredding on an electric guitar, while your fucking monocle falls out and the fucking love interest's parents are finally dancing along, and you're like, what's all this? That's how you sound, by the way. And her parents are like, Murray, you can stuff it, you know, and it's funny. It's real good stuff. I will later, I promise. Now, you might laugh in America and think that we're the fat kids camp of the world, but if you've ever paid attention to those movies, the fat kids camp eventually wins, although, yes, they're usually out of breath. So you can laugh at us, and you can laugh at America, and you can laugh at FBW, but what are we really but working magic? And I know that sounds like an exaggerated claim, but in truth, what are stories but magic? When did we become human, if not when the moment the magic trick was pulled, that we stopped just climbing around in trees and trying to hunt and gather, but started painting on the walls of the cave and going, hey, this thing happened. And fucking people started lying and making shit up, and that is when we became a culture. That is when we became civilized, and it is a magic trick. It is magic, because I, with the aid of nothing but sounds I'm making, can conjure imagery in your head. Like if I tell you, if you weren't here at all, you didn't see it tonight, if I told you that the almighty truth looked like a rubber glove full of Vaseline, you would know exactly what I meant.
Accurate!
So, I apologize now and also later when you have dreams. But, so inflated and ridiculous as it sounds, what is this but magic? What are we doing but telling stories? And what are stories but magic? So, America isn't perfect. I mean, we had to kind of like really quickly Wikipedia the implications of Brexit when we found out what happened. We were like, oh yeah, dude, fucking Cameron is either good or bad. Which one? I'm sorry. But again, at the end of that shit, the fat kids camp always wins. So here and now, fuck you. Fuck yeah. And we declare our independence from your stuffy ass bullshit and declare here and now the founding of FBW Nation.
Jack-a-ninnies, all of you.
Do you want to vote for Princess Consuela Bananahammock, who rapid fire did 35 push-ups? I don't know what's more America than that. And she also like totally snuck in parts of the thing of independence from America. Or do you want to vote for the red side, famous monster, who told you all about how magical FBW is, and that's why we need to be independent from this asshole. All right, we got red side monster, blue side princess. Raise those phones.
One last time.
Up.
27 red.
29 blue.
Oh. Consuela Bananahammock!
You're okay too. You get a little hug. I love you guys. Thank you so very much. Okay. Do I get to wear the tiny hat?
Your game is through, 'cause now you have to answer to America. Oh yeah, so lick my blood and suck on
you all, my loyal subjects. Thank you so much for coming out and like being out and coming to see us and doing our show and being so gosh darn golly gosh you nice people. Thank you. I love everybody. This has been the Federation of Political Writers. Say words. You better words. Hey guys, thank you so much for coming out. If this is your first time here, thank you. We are based out of Worcester, Massachusetts. If you want to see more of this, we do it once a month. I have flyers here for our next show. It's summer camp themed. Who wouldn't want to do that shit? Come next month, these 16 competitors go head to head and rip each other apart in a dive bar. Why not? Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all that fun shit. FBW.com, Facebook, all that shit. Thank you guys so much. Get home safe. Have a great night. Thank you.
Shake the body like